guys, and welcome to another diary log. So I decided to do one at the beach. I thought, why not after my routines? So I wanted to give you an update. As you guys have been aware of, I've been having a bit of trouble with travel insurance getting to Canada. And guess what? Finally worked it out. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So, one thing, I think I said in one of my logs, but you have to join, if you're going to Canada, Aussies in Vancouver, ladies in Vancouver, all the sites are about Canada, Facebook groups, all that stuff. Got to join them because I posted on there. I was just like, guys, I'm having so much trouble with travel insurance. Please recommend me someone that's good, that's not going to screw me or anything like that. And they recommended two people, Fast Cover and also World Nomads. And I contacted Fast Cover, and guess what? They're letting me come home. Hooray. I couldn't believe it with the other guys that said, you can't come home unless it's like split policy, you have to know your dates, and then you have to choose with the travel insurance because of the Canadian visa, and the immigration can kick you out if you don't have the full 2 years there. So all that stuff, oh my god, I was really stressed about this travel insurance thing. But these guys, so good. So if you want to go skiing, this isn't the policy to get, but I'm getting the one without ski insurance coverage, and that is $900 for the year. And what they do is, now this is very sneaky, because they say they can't give you a 2-year policy. So it's not sneaky, but it's smart. But for the second year one, because you can purchase travel insurance a year in advance. So literally on the day that you leave, you purchase this second policy, you get the certificate from them, and then when you land in Vancouver, you can show immigration you got the 2 certificates. However though, now this is one thing I got to clear up with them though, because when you do buy a year in advance with travel insurance, they do charge you more. So I'm just checking with them how much more they're going to charge me, but it's so much cheaper than the other guys, so much better. If you want to get ski travel insurance added on top of that, then I think it's around $1,700 for the year. So if you do want to go skiing, you can get that. But also what I've worked out with skiing, what I'm probably going to end up doing, because I want to see if I actually like the sport. What if you get the 2 years with it, you don't even like the sport, then you're spending a lot more money than you need. You can get just skiing insurance for a month or something, and I think it could be around the $500, a little bit less than that, depends when you get it, what time of the year. But if you want to test it out, just do that first, because that's what I'm going to do, because I don't even know if I'm going to go skiing. But if I do, and also with the skiing thing, if you do plan on getting that policy just for 1 month, it does take about 48 hours for it to kick in. So if you're skiing in that first 48 hours after you got the policy, you're not covered. So a little side warning there. But I'm just so happy with this, and I'm really happy with Fast Cover. I'm still checking out World Nomads too, but they're a little bit more expensive. For 1 year, they're about $1,300, and that's without the skiing thing too. So that's just, that's how much they are. But what I would definitely recommend is, which I said in the past video, check out the fine print. I emailed Fast Cover a whole bunch of questions, and I wanted to check in with them. But the two that I really wanted to check was just, how much are you, and can you let me go home? And these guys let me go home. With World Nomads, they don't as much. They got one homesickness one as well that you can go back for, and if there's an emergency. But with Fast Cover, you've got more time there, because when you come back, they just suspend your policy, and then when you go back into the country, Vancouver, then it just resumes. But it's still that same year. You don't get added time if you go home. And you also do not have to actually tell them when you're going back home, which is actually what I asked World Nomads, because I said to them, I'm like, how do you even know if we do go home? I'm like, what, do you check out our flight records and stuff? I'm like, you're gonna have to have a whole freaking apartment if you want to do that. And they said, well, that's just they trust us, is basically what he says. We trust you guys to be honest about it. But if they do find out that you've gone home and you haven't, and it's not within your policy to do that, then they can cancel your policy, but you can just renew it with them. It's going to cost you a lot of money, but you can go back with that company if you need to. But anyway, Tiny's very happy about that. I can actually go home. That's what even the guy said, because I said to the Fast Cover people, I'm just like, the other ones are being so mean to me. And I'm just like, they weren't going to let me go home. She's like, how can they expect you not to go home in 2 years? It's that's just ridiculous. So IEP, I do recommend them. They have been fantastic with getting me the visa and all the help with Canada there. And also with booking accommodation and everything, and helping you with jobs and all that stuff. They're good for that. But the insurance that they're with, I would not recommend them for. It's very expensive, and Fast Cover actually covers you up to more amounts in things like personal luggage and effects and all that kind of stuff, more than these other guys do. So this is what I would recommend to do with them. is Fast Cover is what I recommend. So they've really helped me. They've been great on the phone, really easy going, and when I actually called them, I felt good. Thank you guys so much for watching this diary log, and I'll keep you updated with the rest of the stuff that goes on. Thank you. Hi guys, so back in my flat. So this is about, I think, a week after I shot this travel insurance video that you just saw previously to this. And I wanted to kind of tag this one at the end of it because this is the stage, like, for me right now, because I'm towards the end of January, so I'm about to tell my rental agency that I'm moving out, giving them like 28 days notice. And I want to talk about the whole feeling of moving and going, because I've been kind of through different emotions with it, and I wanted to talk about this because this is probably the thing that no one really speaks about, especially if you're a bit of an introvert and you like to deal with things yourself, which is me. I like to deal with things just on my own. Like, I'm getting better at talking to people, but I feel like I need to process it myself before I can even tell someone what I'm going through. Because I've been saying it to Mum this week when I've been talking to her, I'm like, I'm just feeling really weird. And I'm like, I don't even know what this kind of feeling is. I'm like, it's kind of unsettled, and it's just, I don't know, I've never had this feeling before. And I'm like, well, I can't avoid the whole feeling of moving. I can't be all happy all the time. But that's what Mum's just like, or she's like, well, it's probably because you are going with this, and it's obviously it's getting closer now, it's getting more real, like you've paid for your flight and all that stuff. And this is, since my mind is so much over there and organising over there, I feel like I'm not settled here. And since my time's limited here too, it's just there is no way I can feel comfortable in this. Like, I can feel comfortable in the way that I'm organised, but there's this thing, I think it's probably just like human nature is feeling settled in your space and knowing that you have time now. It's just, I know that's what I mean. It's very hard to put this into words because it's not like, you know, I'm crying. It's not like, you know, I'm having angry outbursts. It's not like, you know I'm scared, you know, I'm so freaked out of going, and like I feel like I'm not organised and all that kind of stuff, because it's not, because I am organised and I have done as much as I can to actually prepare for this move. Because knowing, the key to it really is knowing who you are and knowing the things you need to feel calm. So that's why I've said all the things with the phone plan, also with like my movies, my tablet, my audiobooks, my novels. I got all the things that, you know, make me feel like those are the things that are going to calm me down if I need to escape from my present and just focus on something else and just get out of my mind for a little bit, whether or not it's a meditation or something. But sometimes you just need something physical to like look at, just to completely decompress from like your surroundings. But yeah, it's just this, I think it's the only way I can really describe it is just unsettled. Like, it's not like I'm nervous or anything, because I know I'm organised with it. Like, I just had this big chat with Kane last night, you know, the brother. And he's just, it's so funny, he's just like his second dad, really. He can't help it, because he's just like, I heard you're only going over there with this amount of money, Tony. It's just like, you know, that's not, you know, that's silly. It's just like, you know, just wait it out a couple months, get the funds you need and go over there so you calm. It's like, you don't want to freak out over there. I'm like, Kane, where did you get this number from? I'm like, I got a bit more money going over there than that. And he's like, oh, well, what are you going to do when you first get over there? Like, he's asking me all these questions. I'm just like, well, it's kind of lucky that I feel like organised that I can answer all that, because okay, this is another warning for you guys too, especially if you've got a very overprotective family like Tani. You have to calm your family down as well, as like being centered in yourself. Like, you have to like sort of calm down the people around you. And Ken's just like, well, I'm not there, Tani. It's like, it's not like it's interstate, it's like it's overseas. It's just like, if anything happens, we can't help you. And I'm just like, I know that. That's why I'm getting like all this stuff organized with this. Like, what are you doing for work again? Like, literally like all these questions. And like, I was actually starting to get a little bit antsy on the phone. I was like, Kane, it's been like 44 degrees today. I'm hot and bothered and tired. I didn't sleep last night. We should probably talk about this tomorrow, because I'm going to say something or I'm going to cry because I'm tired. And like, we just kept like talking through it, because, you know, you can never get him off the phone. And he's like, see, look, we had a great conversation, even though you wanted to hang up and stuff. I'm like, I would never hang up, Kane. It's just like, because he would never ever forgive you. But anyway, you have to sort of calm the family down with it. He's like, actually, this is what he said too. He's just like, Tani, he's like, you would actually rather it like this, because like, if we didn't care, if we were just like, just pack your bags and go, and didn't really care about it, it's like, you know, how would you feel then? And I'm like, well, surely there's like a middle ground with this between support and not caring, and slam in the middle. Like, I'm sure there's a place there. But anyway, Kane's very protective of me, which is lovely. It's beautiful. Like, you know, you'd rather someone, you know, like you said, care than not care. But it's just like, God, this is not the night for it. Because if anyone knows how hot it was in Melbourne yesterday, which was the 25th of January, it was insane. And I did not have aircon. All I got is a fan, so I just had to like close the blinds, close the windows, and put that fan on, and that's all I had. Anyway, going back to the whole feels of it all, it's like, it's really the only way I can explain it. Like, it has been, like, obviously you've had, like, you know, your ups and downs with it, because it was the travel insurance that was really getting to me. That thing I was actually worried about. It wasn't actually the price, even though the price was insane with it. It was more the fact that I couldn't go home, like, when I wanted to. And not knowing you can't come home. It's not like I'm going to need to, but it's just knowing that I can calms me down. And now that I had that, that really did settle me. And then that's actually when I went into this next kind of feeling of it. I'm just like, I can't explain this feeling. Like, it's settled, it's not settled, and it's just I don't know, like my energy with it, like it's still calm energy. There's still a calmness to it, but it's this weird moment. It's almost like I feel like I'm floating like above my body, and it's like I'm going through the motions, if that sort of makes sense. And I'm not sure if that's it's not discontentment. It's not like disconnecting with the feeling of it, because I've been doing the whole yoga and meditation, making sure I'm like releasing blocks. I've been doing a lot of that lately, releasing blocks within like my heart space and all that stuff as well, because when I was feeling fear about travel insurance, that really was getting to me. So if anybody hasn't done this manifestation meditation with Regan, I think it's Hillier, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, it's fantastic. It's not just great just if you want to manifest, but if you want to actually release energy blocks within yourself, do that. And maybe that's why I'm feeling this way too. Like, maybe that's why I'm feeling like that as well, because I have been releasing all these energy blocks, so all that's left is this weird sort of calm. And I'm like, oh, well, I feel like I think it's probably almost like because I feel like I should be panicking, like I should be worried because, you know, the date's coming closer and all that stuff, but it's this really weird feeling, and I don't think it's going to stop until I get over there, because all I want to do right now is just to get over there to Canada, because all I do is think about it, all I do is organize things about it, and that's all I kind of think about. So it's like my energy's over there as well as being here. And that displacement of energy can be very tiring as well, because you're focusing on completely two different areas, as well as still doing my job and my work and all the other stuff that I do too. And it's a lot of expanding of energy. It's kind of like when I was in year 12, and it's just like, okay, now I do this, okay, now I do this, now I do this. Like, you have to really organize your day, because I'm studying this Tyler Perez course as well, which is social media marketing and internet, which is the job I'm going to be doing over there. So social media for people, which is going to be really, really cool. So on top of actually doing this move, I'm actually studying as well. Like, how many things can you put on someone's plate, huh? But I just know within myself, if I don't do this course, I'm going to really regret not doing this now, because I have a feeling that's going to really help me when I'm actually over there, especially because I've already got a couple of people that are interested in me doing social media for them, which is really good, because like I will probably do a couple of days waitressing over there just to get into the community, but like I may not need to do it. And that's actually some really good advice I've gotten from my friend Dorita. And this is actually, yeah, this definitely gave me a few ideas with this too, because as soon as I get over there, I want to obviously, you know, settle, but I want to join a yoga class as soon as possible, because that's an interest of mine, and it starts getting me into the community, as well as getting into acting classes and getting in the community there. But having also those days that you don't want to go anywhere, and you just want to, you know, stay in your room and hole up in there, which is what Tiny would normally do. She said, have a cafe that you go to that's like your safe place as well. So when you have those days that you do feel like you can't go anywhere, and it's just like, you don't want to talk to anyone, but you know, you shouldn't just hole up in your own space. She's like, have that cafe there, just go there, have a coffee, get out. It's your safe place as well. It's the same place as your apartment. You still feel really good there, calm and relaxed, just so you still get out of your place and you still get into the community and not hole up in there. So you're still like exploring, you know, the world there, which is actually a really good set of advice too. It's interesting because actually I will have an announcement on here too, what I'm starting, which is very, very exciting. If you've been on my Instagram, you already would have seen the first one. I'm doing these conversations with actors, and it's with my friend Dorita as well. We are going to be starting a podcast too, and we can do it from overseas too. So when I'm over there, you know, Dorita's here, we can still do it. I have a girl that's going to show me how to do that. So there will be podcasts on this channel soon, which is very, very exciting, and also interviews with actors. So the first one that we had was with Dorita and also Lana Golja. Beautiful, beautiful actress, beautiful person, just lovely bubble of energy and joy. And so we're talking about obviously how they got into acting, what they love about it, you know, any trials and tribulations they go through during it, like how do you handle the rejection, and also a bit of life talk with them too. So we've got a few interviews set up before I leave, and those are going to be on my channel too, which is going to be really, really exciting. So I can't wait for that. So I just feel like with this, especially in the acting community,